Hi, I'm Emily, and today I'll be talking with William about understanding news headlines. This is such an important topic because headlines greatly influence how we interpret news. Stay with us. Hi, William. This morning I saw some strange headlines that left me a bit confused.
Hi, Emily. News headlines are sometimes deliberately complex to grab more attention.
I know, but why can't they always be simple and clear?
The reason is that headlines need to be short and catchy, and they often have word limits.
Well, for instance, today I saw the headline "The sky fell," but no sky had actually fallen.
That's a metaphor. They probably meant something like an economic crisis.
But this headline can cause panic, right?
Yes, that's why we need to learn how to analyze headlines.
So, what's the first step to analyzing a headline?
First, you need to understand what the headline is about, not just read it.
Does that mean I have to read the full article?
Not necessarily, but you should check more details from the content.
But sometimes I don't have enough time for that.
Yes, that's why we need to learn quick methods for understanding headlines.
Like what method?
One method is to focus on the key words in the headline and try to understand what those words mean.
But keywords aren't always clear, like historic drop in the market. What does that even mean?
You're right. Sometimes you need to understand the context to grasp the actual meaning of the headline.
And where do I find the context? Do I need to read more news?
Yes, sometimes reading from various sources helps, because each media outlet has its own perspective.
Is this what they call critical thinking?
Exactly. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze and evaluate information without blind acceptance.
So, you're saying I shouldn't believe everything a headline says?
Yes, you should always take a step back and ask yourself, does this make sense?
But if I don't have enough information, how do I know if it makes sense?
In such cases, you should turn to reliable sources and gather more information.
Reliable sources like which media outlets? Do you have a list?
Yes. For example, the New York Times, BBC, and The Guardian are reliable sources you can refer to.
Well, now tell me why headlines are designed to be so bold and catchy.
The reason is that headlines are the first thing people see, and they need to grab their attention.
It's like advertising, right? Everything is about grabbing attention.
Yes, exactly. News headlines must stand out in a flood of information.
But doesn't this approach make the information seem unrealistic?
Unfortunately, yes. Sometimes headlines become overly exaggerated.
These exaggerations reduce people's trust in the media, don't they?
Yes, that's one reason why people need to fact-check the news themselves.
But fact-checking news isn't always easy, especially when so many sources give different information.
That's true. That's why you should look for sources with a track record of providing accurate information.
Is there a specific way to identify reliable sources?
Yes, look for sources that are transparent in their reporting and back their information with evidence.
For example, should I also pay attention to the audience's comments?
Audience comments can be helpful, but you should be cautious about accepting biased or baseless opinions.
Sometimes headlines are deliberately controversial to make people discuss them more.
Yes, that's a tactic some media outlets use to generate more traffic.
And that benefits them because every click generates revenue for them, right?
Exactly. Clicks and views are valuable to them, so sometimes their goal is simply to attract attention.
But this is really problematic for people who are looking for genuine information.
Yes, and that's why media literacy is so important for us.
Can you explain exactly what media literacy means?
Media literacy is the ability to analyze, evaluate, and understand the messages conveyed by media.
Does this mean we should always view media with a critical eye?
Yes, but this criticism should be constructive, not just dismissive or distrustful.
Do you think media literacy should be taught in schools?
Absolutely, it's a vital skill for future generations dealing with endless information.
But if someone wants to learn these skills on their own, Where should they start?
They can start by reading educational articles on media analysis and attending online workshops.
That's a great idea. Maybe I can encourage my friends to do the same.
Definitely. When more people have media literacy, the impact of misinformation will be reduced.
I hope someday everyone can analyze news properly and not be easily misled.
Me too. But until that day, we must strive to be more informed and help others become informed as well.
If you found this conversation helpful, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more interesting and educational content, and don't forget to share your thoughts with us.